What's going on, guys? Angelo here. This is a day in life of a Google program manager. I'm gonna jump in what it's like working at Google on a good day and then a bad day. I know the whole media tends to glamorize as Google as this amazing dream job with all these great perks like free food, free transportation, whatever it may be. It is a great job. You get a lot of perks. It's something you just don't see in most companies. I've been fortunate to work at Meta and Google, so they both are great, but there are some stressors to the job. It's not just sitting down on a couch all day, eating food, watching TV, and then going home and getting paid. No, it's not like that. So let me jump into what it was like. This is how it is on a good day at Google. I wake up in the morning at around 8 o'clock. I'll check my emails and respond to any emails as I get up, whether they're urgent or not. And then what I'll do is I live pretty close to a Google bus, so I'll jump on the G bus and then head to the office. I usually get into the office by around 9 a.m. or so. And then at 9 a.m., I'll grab food at the cafe as quick as possible. So most Google offices, or all Google offices, have food out there, and as well as cafes. So go into the office, grab food. If I don't have any meetings, I'll eat at my desk or at the cafeteria itself. If I do have meetings, the culture there is pretty relaxed, where you can bring food to your meetings and you can eat during the meeting as long as you're paying attention, taking notes, and being respectful to people you're meeting with. So that's kind of what I do as I get to the office around 9 o'clock or so. After that, it'll be around 10 a.m. And then what I'll do is I'll attend more meetings. Usually the beginning of your day, you'll notice, is filled with lots and lots of meetings. And these meetings are either meetings that you set up yourself, or meetings where you're an important stakeholder in the meeting. So I was an important stakeholder for a lot of meetings with regards to hardware stuff or launching products. So I'll be doing those type of meetings from 10 to 1 p.m. And a lot of those meetings, you notice that if you're in charge of it, you want to be the person to set the agenda, make sure they roll pretty smoothly, and you kind of want to be paying attention the whole time, because one thing about Google is that if people see kind of empty spaces in your calendar, they'll be so quick to book it, that meeting for you. So a lot of times from that 10 to 1 p.m. slot, if you don't have any focus time, or if you don't have any lunch time put there, people are going to book that and try and get your attention and get that time slot from you. So you're in back-to-back meetings from 10 to 1, and it's really easy to be in back-to-back meetings when you work from home, because you can just jump from meeting to meeting to meeting. But if you're from the office, you have to go to, you can't really take a meeting at your desk. People want you to go in meeting rooms, so you have to keep running from meeting room to meeting room to meeting room, and it is very stressful from that time. So that's just one thing. So from 10 to 1, I'll do meetings. And then from 1 to 2, this is my lunchtime. And the cool thing about Google is that you can either grab lunch at the cafes, or they have food trucks every day. So from 1 to 2, I'll usually go to a cafe. We have this thing called Go/Eat, which is a Google hyperlink that shows you all the food that you can eat, and the menu at each cafe. For days I don't feel like going to the cafe, I usually go to a food truck, and the food truck has a lot of mainstream food trucks that you may have heard of, and you basically get whatever you want, take some home for yourself, and whatever it may be. So that's one thing I do from 1 to 2 p.m. Afterwards, I usually go back to the office, grab a coffee from the coffee stand. We have our own baristas, which is our mini Starbucks at Google, and then you just drink some coffee and go back to your desk. So from 2 to 4, I'll attend more meetings, and these meetings usually are kind of same things. If someone can schedule time with me in the morning, I'll have time with my boss for one-on-ones during this time, or I'll basically reach out to any team members or have maybe, and I need to push a project forward. So I usually have meetings from 2 to 4 and write down action items from that standpoint. From 4 to 6, I'll be updating any projects. So as a project manager, you're given around 5 or 6 projects from each time. So you have to update each project. You have a project management software called Workfront, or Asana. It just depends on what group you're in at Google. And then you'll update those projects from that time being, so that way your people understand what your projects are. You'll tag people in these projects, make sure you're good to go, whatever it may be. So you're updating projects constantly as a program manager. And then from 6 to 7, I'm usually done with work by that time. I'll send out some last minute follow-up emails, but usually I'll go to the gym, lift some weights, or I'll play basketball. I'm part of the G-Fit League, where you just basically play basketball. Any sports you want to do, they're part of the G-Fit League. You do that, get your workout in, and that's kind of stay healthy per se. At 7 p.m. on, I'll usually go to the cafe and get dinner. The cafe, I think it opens at 6:30 or 7, I forgot, depending on your office. And then you get food. You can either take it to go. Usually the cafe at nighttime doesn't have much food, but there's still a lot of food and options. Not all offices have dinner, so you have to kind of look around. Fortunately, where I'm in the Bay Area, there's a lot of offices where food is. And then after that, around 8:30, I'll have dinner dinner, and then I'll head home. I usually take the G bus home, or if I don't, I drive home, and then that'll be the end of that. That's kind of like a full day, around like 12 hours or so. All right, that's like a good day usually, right? And usually most Fridays are like that. They're pretty relaxed, or if there's not a major project getting pushed, it's essentially like that. On a tough day where you have like an urgent project per se, it gets a little crazy. So on a bad day, I'll get up at 6:30 a.m. I'll check emails, and I'll meet with colleagues in Europe. A lot of my colleagues from Europe were coming from like, I believe like Great Britain. So I was meeting with a lot of people from the UK, and then they were pushing projects because my group was so global that I had people meeting with me because we were acquiring land, we were acquiring whatever it may be from different places all around the world. So I was meeting with a lot of stakeholders everywhere. So check meetings, 10 meetings, check emails, whatever it may be, from about 6 to 9 o'clock. 9 o'clock I'll get to the office, and then from 9 to 12, if it's like an urgent day, I'll be running sprints or like project updates and plans and procedures. So we'll have a lot of projects or procedures that need to be updated. So we'll have like these sprints per se, where every stakeholder would jump in, we'd make updates to the procedure or plan, and try to execute from that time. And that's from around like 9 to 12. From 12 to 1, usually if it's a very, very busy day, I'll grab lunch, eat at my desk, and update the projects there. It'd just be what I considered a working lunch because there's so much stuff to do. So I'll have that working lunch. We're working there, updating projects, programs, whatever it may be, from 12 to 1. And then from 1 to 4, I'll attend more meetings. Usually these meetings would be like a follow-up of the sprint earlier that morning if we need to do a second part to it, or if we need to have anything urgent or updated. Sometimes I'll have directors reach out to me saying like they have some employees who need access to something, or that they need a budget finalized or updated for them to proceed with their project or program, and it's very urgent. So I'll be doing that as well. And then from about 4 to 6, I start meeting with colleagues from Asia. And these colleagues can either be from the Philippines, Thailand, Korea, whatever it may be, because they need help or assistance on certain budgets, programs, projects, whatever it may be. You notice that a lot of your time in APAC, the APAC people, you meet with them around nighttime or so, the US time, and then your colleagues from Europe or EMEA or Latin America would be like kind of in the morning or so. So that was like your set, especially if you're a global organization. I've been in groups at Google where you just kind of work with the people in the West Coast, and that was way more relaxed and chill. But when you're in a global group, you have a lot more colleagues everywhere, so it can get really tricky. People are putting meetings on your calendar all the time, especially if you're like kind of more so global, and that's when your days kind of tend to get a little crazy. All right, so from like 6 to 7:30, I'll be meeting with these colleagues, and then from 7:30 on, I'll usually grab dinner at the cafe, respond to more emails, check my inbox and my G chat, my Google chat to see who's messaged me. So that's kind of like how I end the day. And then from like 8:30 on, I'll either head home or go to the gym. I really try and go to the gym at least like once a day for like an hour or so, get the workout in, because a lot of time working in like an office, you're at your desk all day, you're kind of hunched over, you're not really moving your body, but you're exercising your brain so much that you kind of forget to take care of your body. That's how a lot of people tend to get like, I don't know, like you kind of have bad posture, or you get ergonomic kind of injuries from sitting at your desk all day, taking so many meetings, going back to back to back on a constant basis from every day. So I like to go to the gym no matter what day it is, whether it be a good day or bad day or kind of an urgent project day at Google or whatever kind of day I may have. So that's like a breakdown of how a day in life of program manager or project manager at Google is. It's not all sunshine and butterflies where you're just eating food, relaxing, having a good time. You're actually putting a lot of work. A lot of people you work with are so smart. Like kind of like they're all extremely hard workers, because the interview process getting into Google is so hard. And you work with like a lot of people who are like these amazing work experience, these high level degrees, and you're just kind of surrounded by smart people, so you're always kind of learning. And I hope you guys enjoyed the breakdown of my day. Like, comment, subscribe. Appreciate you, Jello family, and I hope you guys enjoy it and come back for more content.